Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, man. So we're going to be talking about Yo Gotti and Ja Morant, the whole situation on why Ja Morant acting the way he is, what's his involvement with CMG. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below, man. Let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of. Let's go. So you know that Ja Morant play in Memphis, and ever since you seen all those people that started sitting courtside next to his dad was actually all CMG members. And do you know that Ja Morant and his dad actually got CMG chains? And so it's no surprise that Ja Morant grew up, went to a private school, wore khakis and a polo t-shirt, all the way buttoned all the way up to the tippy top. Polo buttoned all the way to the tippy top. Definitely not something that you would see like in the hood like that. And so I don't know how all of a sudden he got this new persona of like basically out there like gangbanging on the dang court. And so what's going on is that he's hanging with a lot of people from CMG, and so he has to actually watch himself on a close basis. That's why he scrapped up basically in totem poles and everything, is due to the fact that some of the people that he's affiliated with and come and support him and he took deals from and whatnot, they actually involved in the real streets, especially out in Memphis. And you know everything that's been going on for the last years and years and years and whatever, that Memphis ain't no just Sunnyvale. It's actually stuff that's happening out there in the streets of Memphis, and y'all know. So what's up with it, So basically, now since Ja Morant be hanging out with Moneybagg Yo and Yo Gotti, all of them people, they got a whole entourage around them. So all them people that's not actually rappers but still have to live in Memphis and hang out, they the ones that Ja Morant is chilling with, because they technically like the enforcers and the street dudes, like Black Youngster's friends and all that. And so if Ja Morant is hanging with Black Youngster, Moneybagg Yo, and Yo Gotti, then he's gonna start having the same exact things happen to him that happened to them. And basically he's out here just like showing it and making himself a target, because he's picking sides on the wrong path instead of being friends with the big business owners in Memphis. Like, that's just on some, regular, like they're not having no ops, they're not having no targets on their back. The big business owners who got millions and millions and more than Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo, but they don't have to worry about this alternative lifestyle of having to, prove themselves in the streets or get acceptance and anything like that. And so now you see it's just like a whole lot of wrong decision making, because they're not Yo Gotti and Moneybagg Yo. They're not too concerned about Ja Morant. They could care less about what he's doing. It's cool that it looks good for their image so that they're hanging out together and, it's cross-promoting. It's giving them more fans, more Ja Morant fans listen to Yo Gotti and Moneybagg Yo, and it's just a lot of rap music and trap music or whatever, drill music in general. And so all of that is really influencing a lot of people. It influenced Ja Morant too. And he coming out of a Division II school. And so it's like, that like even with if anybody that's actually been and played in college athletics should know that Division II players is completely different than D1 players. D1 players could go to the facility, got millions and millions of dollars worth of access to like gyms and all this type of weight rooms and training staffs, right? They could be there all day and go home and everything is cool and gravy for them. Now D2, Division II people, I seen this firsthand. I got my sources. I seen this firsthand. And so the D2 people, they live in off campus in the hood, whatever. They got to go work out at Planet Fitness, and they got to toe the pole because they in D2ville. Like, it's not the same at all. Like a Division II place got some things, and then a Division I got a campus, a big old thing. So somewhere in the mix of that, Ja Morant had basically adapted this mentality of where he was like, oh, okay, he was, if anything, if he wasn't gonna make it to the pros or something like that, then he was headed for this lifestyle of being right into the streets. And basically he got lucky by having that run that he had, and just by chance the media seen the way he dunked the ball and everything, and they started showing him on TV just enough for him to make a highlight while he had the attention and have a little run. He didn't win no championship, he didn't win no rings or nothing like that. So he's super lucky to just have that little stardom that was just enough for him to get that number 2 pick behind Zion. Now you see Zion, you don't see Zion Williamson out here toting poles and hanging and having all these altercations on the court. And don't forget the situation where John Morant's friends was basically up the pole and laser allegedly on somebody on the Pacers. A whole NBA, they was up and basically toting and pulling scraps on NBA players. That's what's going on out there. That's the type of people John Morant hanging out with. And y'all in Memphis probably know him better and everything. Like, y'all know exactly the type of people that he's chilling with, what they get into, what they do, who they hang out with. And all of that revolves around Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo, and that whole CMG camp. And now it's no surprise that if he's directly related to that camp, that it makes sense the things that he's doing, because all of them do that. Nobody's out there actually mentoring this dude. And, you know, the family, like, they got to get on it. But, you know, he his own man. He's the one making all the money, so nobody want to tell him what to do. His dad just be pouring up his cup, you know, and sipping. He got a mansion right next to. He not worried. He got his stuff. And so he's like, man, you go do whatever you want. You already gave me what I asked for, or what you need to give back. And so he took care of them, but now he basically crashing out and could be potentially getting kicked out the NBA because he's supposed to be suspended for 2 games. And now they saying that he not coming back indefinitely. Like, they don't know when he's going to return or if they going to even let him. And you've seen in the history what happens when you try to play, like, you know, the tough role and try to, like, actually go out there and do the same things that you do in the streets. But while you in the NBA, like Gilbert Arenas, y'all saw what happened when he brought his scrap into the locker room and he got caught and suspended, all that, everything. It was all bad. But that was back in the day in like mid 2000s when that stuff was like, okay, yeah, but the people weren't paying attention to everything like they're doing now, because everything now is so maximized with these brands and companies and deals and partnerships that he has with these endorsements. And you see what happened with Tiger Woods' situation. You see what happened with all these other athletes who done did all these crazy things, Mike Vick and all that. So he's going down that path and he needs to stop. And, you know, people need to let him know, all the people in his corner, his entourage, they need to basically understand he could hang out with them and chill, have dinner and stuff, but they just need to know that, like, okay, when John Morant comes around, y'all got to act like it's back in the day when somebody bringing their mom and dad around, and you got to act regular and behave and everything like that. When they bring in your grandma around, you got to act regular and behave. And like, you going, you know, you want to have everything clean cut. You can't destroy John Morant's image and then also influence him and not hold him back when he's doing all sorts of other crazy things. You got to basically chill out yourself and then tell him to chill out. That's what it really is when you have a good support system behind you, instead of just a bunch of groupies, fans, entourage getting a lot of the free ride and, you know, a lot of the perks and the benefits without having the cons. You know, they're getting a lot of pros with the cons. The cons is all going to John Morant. Like, all the, you know, he's taking the hit from everything on the blame game when it comes down to everything. You know, it's all on him. The other people, they could hit job, they go hang out, chill, post them on the snap, they look cool, but it don't destroy nothing that they got going on. But all of it come back on John Morant, and people could be questioning him like, I don't think we want to give you that $200 million deal if you're going to be going out and doing this, that, and the third. Or if, you know, somebody says like, oh, they don't want to sign him to this new beverage deal like he had with Powerade, just because he's not actually showing examples of what they want in a person that they're looking to work with. And so it's a whole lot of things that he's got to learn, because, you know, him being 23, 24 or whatever, he's still young. He just got money. He got to learn how to act when he has money and he's in the league and he's dealing with being a professional and things like that. Like, being in the NBA is still a job. So you still have to act a certain type of way. You can't just be all to the max, fighting people and pulling the gat and everything like that, like doing all sorts of things to where it's making you look like you not in the NBA. And when you do things that people in the NBA don't do, and you make it look like you not in the NBA, well, guess what? It's going to end up that happening like the way that people think that it is. And so that's really what's going on with this. And we looking at the situation closely. We just got done speaking with the sources in Memphis, and we're going to try to see if we could get some sort of interview with, one of Ja Morant's people and see what they say about the situation, how they're counseling him, what their plan is going forward. And is he going to be hanging out with Moneybagg Yo and Yo Gotti like that? Is he going to be hanging with Black Youngster and his friends? Is he going to limit his time with the people that's not really helping him progress in his career? And he's got to have some type of PR team or some type of help to let him know, like, okay, when you make decisions on what you're going to post on your IG story, you got to keep in mind that you probably shouldn't be doing this or that, because that's another problem. It's like, it's okay for him to be able to, want to protect himself and want to move around like that and be able to be ready, and be able to take care of himself and those around him, right? He want to move solid and make sure he's protected. That's cool. But when he's flashing it and trying to basically flex on Instagram with it, that's the issue. Because now it's like, first of all, it's actually a better tactic to not have people know that you even got it on you. That way they don't expect you to react like that. You want to be inconspicuous. You want to always be in the right spot so you could engage or whatnot, right? Now he's flexing it and flashing it. And so now he's actually giving up his whole entire stilo. He's like, yeah, I got it on. Da, da, da. Okay, so they're like, okay, so that guy's the one who got it on them, so go to him first. This is basically what they're going to say. And people could try him for that or say like, oh, he ain't even, he only got this many rounds in it. He don't have enough. So if they want to take his chain, now they know what he's working with and the type of firepower and whatnot. And so they could plan according to that. What if they thought he had something bigger than that or something more? And so now they see what he got. And so it's not even good for him to post it and flex it. Now it's not looking good no more for his marketing and his whole thing about all his fans. Like, he got a lot of fans that's younger and all that. And so they should not be seeing him doing that, because then that's just going to make them want to go do that. And then the next thing you know, one of these kids that seen Ja Morant flexing his pole and now they want to go do that, they're going to end up wrong situation and something bad going to happen, or they going to ruin their life because they got caught with it or something and they ain't doing it the right way. They need to learn how to do things the right way and not just seeing it from somebody flexing it on Instagram. There's right and wrong ways to do it, and just because you see somebody flexing it on Instagram don't mean that's the right way to do things. So it's a lesson learned for everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.